Connie, we are
We
here live.
we are.
We have absolutely no game plan, but we do have a game plan for this.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't know if you want to run over it right now, it live, before we actually jump in, or
I'm out to lunch, bro. I'm not sure what you're referring to exactly, but
you're out to lunch right now?
it's an expression. Uh
Oh, okay, okay.
He said
yeah.
he was hungry.
I'm gonna let you steer the ship and I'll just
Okay.
do what I do.
Cool. No, all right, that works. Um, well, yeah, I feel like where we play the music could be at the beginning or the end. That one's up to you. But I think like yeah, I mean, if you guys aren't familiar with Connie Digital, pioneer, OG, um, rapper, musician, creative, just dropped brand new project, which we'll definitely talk about. Um, and yeah, much more. Got a social token, Hugh,
Yes,
all
sir.
kinds of stuff. But but yeah, Connie, I mean, I think most people in here definitely know uh enough about you, but for this project in particular, um, what do you how do you feel about the music as a whole that you just dropped? Do you feel
Yeah.
like this? Do you feel like this is? Do you feel like this music is in your journey as a musician and creator? Do you feel like this is uh a moment, like something special, or do you think it's more experimental?
Um it's both. It's both. My journey as a creative has been a lifelong journey. Uh, and I've collaborated with many producers in the past. I actually just left the studio with my friend before I came to hop on the mic here. And I've been creating for a while, but one of the things that I appreciate about this project is the synergy that you and I have, right? For anyone who does not know, I dropped the EP last week with cuts of about 6 songs, I believe, and Mai produced every last one of them. And we've really just been grinding this entire year, getting to know one another, vibing, learning our synergies. And he'll send me beats, or I'll ask for beats, and I'll do what I do and send it back to him. And he works his mixing magic, and we've just been creating all year. And then, with this event and the event last week in Decentraland, we needed music, right, for for the music metaverse festivals, and so we basically packaged the 6 tracks that we selected from across 2021 and packaged those as an EP and also the music for these festivals, and that brings us to this moment. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Almost forgot for a second that I did produce the whole album, but uh, that yes, this was yeah, this is definitely my personal uh some of my personal favorite songs are on this project. We're gonna I feel like it would almost be better if we play the music first and then talk about it. I don't know, cause it's pretty
I agree.
like the start to finish. It's 10 minutes max, right?
Not even. Yeah.
Yeah. So so that's cool. Yeah. So we could maybe just play it, get the music banging, and then we can just talk about it after like the creation process. But like you said, yeah, we just ever since we met, we've and we connected on a way we didn't connect. We did connect on music at first, but I feel like off the bat, at least for me, maybe it's just me, but I really felt like there was a deeper connection more off the bat with you than just music, and I feel like we connected on a different level. So it was
Uh,
it's definitely like where I feel like why we've stayed working together for so long, and why I think uh, we connect so well musically. Because you really do like you fit. I make a certain type of beat sometimes where I always think to myself, I'm like, who's gonna get on this? And
mhm,
the first one that you got on that I was like that with was the staking beat. Cause that's a beat
mhm.
I love the beat, but I was like, man, I'm not gonna get on this. I was like, I don't know who's gonna do that. But you asked me for beats one day, and you gravitated towards that one, and from there we just were like, all right, yeah, like we can make whatever. So yeah, we was just sending you shit, and you just match the vibe so well. And this is yeah, there are a couple songs on this project that I think are just smashes. So
Mhm.
and then other ones that are statements, and they have like a very, very specific vibe, which I also really love. Um,
Facts.
but
So
yeah, so
you
yeah,
guys have the file, right?
Yeah.
Do I need to do anything on my?
No,
Okay.
no, it's okay. Just
Cool.
give me the cue. It's ready to play.
Yeah,
This
we
is your
can.
cue.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
The Meta AP.
Talk my shit, no interruptions. On the verge of destruction, yeah. Global corruption, don't come with instructions, nah. Carbon reduction, ayy. Civil disruption, yeah. Maiworld Productions, keep the matrix jumping, yeah. Talk my shit, no interruptions. Simulation is under construction. You niggas not telling me nothing. Fuck all the discussions, yeah. Bring the pain, delivery. Never be the same, you'll be a memory. Lord forgiveth me. New life, new synergy, glitching. Stop bitching. Make it fast, make it last. Ashes to ashes, bring a bigger bag. I need a bigger bag, yeah. Bring a bigger bag here. I need a light, yeah. I need a light, I need a light. I need a light, I need a light. Yeah. I need a light, I need a light. Yeah. You can cut that. The way I'm feeling, you should probably mind your business, yeah. Your stock is falling, stop calling me wasting minutes, damn. I get you aired out and I ain't talking ceiling fans. I'm still the man, still sticking to the game plan. Underestimated, that's an understatement. That's an understatement, yeah, that's an understatement. Underestimated, that's an understatement. That's an understatement, yeah, that's an understatement. Underestimated, yeah, that's an understatement. If you understood my mission and the undertaking, NFTs unrelated, I'm still underrated. Mad love, but I'm never underhated, yeah. Underestimated, that's an understatement. That's an understatement, yeah, that's an understatement. Underestimated, that's an understatement. That's an understatement, yeah, that's an understatement. You see the drip, yeah, it's subtle, a little understated, They won't get it till the shit is antiquated. Drawn on the ops, like the shit is animated. Propaganda won't stop till your ass is vaccinated, Lil Vendetta, you can't tell me what to do, Who are you? You can't tell me what to do, hell no. Who are you? You can't tell me what to do. Hold on, wait, who are you? I got a vendetta, yeah, Lil Vendetta, I'm a different dude, got a different attitude. Yeah, get him out of here, then get a tattoo. I'm in the baddest mood, you don't know the magnitude. I did just what I had to do. It's hard for me to feel sad for you. Hold on, fuck permission. I'm rhyming to change conditions. I'm grinding to make a difference. I'm shining, I'm wildin', I'm climbing the charts. Finish him, till he dilly depart. Innocent, not really the cause. Militant, you know I'm really a boss. Discipline, when I shoot for the stars. You can't tell me what to do, Who are you? You can't tell me what to do, hell no. Who are you? You can't tell me what to do. Hold on, wait, who are you? I got a vendetta, yeah, Lil Vendetta. You can't tell me what to do, Who are you? You can't tell me what to do, hell no. Who are you? You can't tell me what to do. Hold on, wait, who are you? I got a vendetta, yeah, Lil Vendetta. Yeah, willing and able, under the halo. Allegory of the cave is Plato. Better be grateful, open your eyes. I've been about it, be advised. This ain't the time to act surprised. No, I'm the guy, I decide. Yeah, time to slide, I'ma ride. Yeah, pull up on them, no disguise. Saturn or Jupiter, tell me what you prefer. Hell is on earth. Falling from heaven is Lucifer. Bodies go back to the dirt. Selling your soul and don't know what it's worth, nigga. Selling your soul and don't know what it's worth, nigga. Selling your soul and don't know what it's worth. Rebel in the system. Yeah. Rebel to the system, rebel to the system, rebel to the system. Rebel in the system. Yeah. Rebel to the system, rebel to the system, rebel to the system. I said it's on sight, no matter the price. Spin it right, they right there. You ain't know? You ain't know? Ain't no extra life in this freedom fight. Keep it tight, she eating right, yeah. Epiphany, seeing quite clear. Learn the history, understand how we got into this misery. The powers that be just want you to sleep. They don't want you to get on your feet. Listen to me, I'm spilling the tea. They're not telling you everything. The world is a stage, they pulling the strings. Reality not what it seems. Reality not what it seems. Reality not what it seems. Yeah. It's digital. Maiworld, what's up? I'm in the Metaverse. Yeah, eating beats, barely blurred. Don't fuck around and get your feelings hurt for what it's worth. What the fuck is privacy? Got my protection beside of me, yeah. Simple cure for anxiety, just to walk out in society, yeah. What the fuck is privacy? Got my protection beside of me, yeah. Simple cure for anxiety, just to walk out in society, yeah. It's a different world, no Whitley, get with me. Clubhouse, I'm a public speaker. Close your mouth when I'm speaking, people. Hey, what I do with that desert eagle? Clear the scene, you don't want no sequels. Hey, look at me, I'm usually peaceful, but the gang want me to turn evil. If I do it, I'ma do it for my people. Yeah, if I do it, I'ma do it for my people. But these lanes keep trying me. Can't quit, gotta fire me. Yeah. Now I'm lit, that's the irony. Yeah. Hold up, what's the policy? Digital, fulfilling the prophecy. Yeah. Mainstream for the crypto economy. Cash out, keep up with technology. I'm in the Metaverse. Shout out Maiworld on the guitar. Hey yo, Mai, we need 100 ETH for this one. Yeah, we need 100 ETH. You know my energy, baby. Get it litty for the city, for the culture. For the culture. Ready, out the holster, steady. Getting closer, deadly, like the Joker already taking over. Don't call it arrogance. Nah, homie, lead a game to me, it's my inheritance. Yeah, I'm in a different league, running shit, no fatigue. Collect my NFT. Nothing else to do but do what I do. Take a shot or two. Mellow out before I make a move. Roll a spliff, hit a lick. It didn't happen unless you take a pic. Lights, camera, action. What's happening? Nothing else to do but do what I do. Take a shot or two. Mellow out before I make a move. Roll a spliff, hit a lick. It didn't happen unless you take a pic. Lights, camera, action. What's happening? Yeah, everyday shit. Trying to make it make sense. Been a day since they landed the slave ships. Ready to slay shit. Get back to the basics. 24K gold bracelets. Can't wait to appraise it. Nigga, we made it. I got a hell of a cadence. I'm taking all of the payments until I'm faded and famous. Stop playing, my patience is blatant. I'm going places, fall in love with my greatness, nigga. Nothing else to do but do what I do. Take a shot or two. Mellow out before I make a move. Roll a spliff, hit a lick. It didn't happen unless you take a pic. Lights, camera, action. What's happening? Nothing else to do but do what I do. Take a shot or two. Mellow out before I make a move. Roll a spliff, hit a lick. It didn't happen unless you take a pic. Lights, camera, action. What's happening? I checked that Fortune Nifty 50, fuck it. They got Jay-Z on that list and Nicole Buffett. I'm disgusted, I bet you Gary love it, yeah. I'm irritated, 25 can get eliminated. I innovated before they participated, yeah. You tweeted me and get obliterated. See, I'm the voice they don't wanna hear. I raise my voice, they gon' run in fear. Say my name and I appear. You should really know the pioneers. And so I'm biased, yeah. David Goliath, yeah. But will I triumph, yeah. My defiance might cost me my clients, I don't care. It's the path of a lion, baby, and I ain't scared. I hold grudges too. I got diamond hands, nigga. Gas fees too high, price it in advance. Talk my shit, no interruptions. On the verge of the
Hey, appreciate y'all. That's cool, man.
That's powerful.
Yeah, it is. It is always like a good vibe whenever you get. There's something about listening to an album all the way through, like with a group of people live, even if it's like the way it is. You know what I mean? I just there's something about it that like really it does. It feels good. But yeah, no. Like I said, some of my favorite songs from you are on that project.
Facts. Yeah, man. Shout out to you for all the great, amazing work that you do. Hopefully everybody heard it pretty decent. I mean, my audio was cutting in and out, but I wasn't in the world either. So hopefully it came good for everybody. I appreciate you all for listening. So thank you.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say actually on 100 ETH, that second verse, which is literally like the hardest part of the whole album. It was like a little bit like I don't know if it was like too pushed or something on the stream, but yeah, that song's crazy. That's honestly like my favorite song. But
Facts. Yeah, me too.
honestly, I mean, so like, should we talk about like how the music was created? I mean, it's kind of being that like this is and we're in the position we're in, like coming from my background, like typically when I work with an artist, I have to be in person with them. In fact, every artist I worked with before I kind of did the found the Web3 world, which kind of forces you to work via the internet. I worked like in person. I just made people come to come to my studio basically, and I was like, "Yo, let's work in person." There's something that you can't really replicate from an in person vibe, but we definitely yeah, it's rare that I can actually feel like I get get that energy across via like the internet and just sending beats and then just like
Mhm.
having someone throw vocals over it and have like it actually work. So yeah, so it's very rare that it works the way it does. But yeah, so yeah, like I don't know where you want to start. Like when did we first start working together? What was the first thing we ever did together?
I think that's a good place to start. Definitely end of 2020, I believe, right? We created one track called Elevate. I don't even know if that's finished at this point, but that was the first track that we started working on together, I believe. But like going back to what you just said about like working across distance and shit like that, uh, for me, my creative process as far as like writing, the beat really speaks to me. It's I always have the production in hand before I even attempt to, like I could write just without a beat and shit like that, and I've done that. But like the beat literally speaks to me, and so that's kind of the genesis moment for me. And if I'm feeling the beat, then it's pretty much over with at that point. And yeah, so I think you sent me a pack of beats, and we created Elevate. And then I want to say maybe it was Lil Vendetta, which actually made the EP. I could be mistaken. Is that right? Do you remember?
Uh all I know is that I feel like Little Vendetta was the first time I really was like, "Yo, this is a fire track." Like when we made it, like I was like, "Yo, this one's like really fire." If you haven't noticed,
Mm,
I'm so hard on like everything that I like make. So it's like
yeah,
when it passes that threshold, I notice it, and that's why like it's really easy for me to tell what I feel like our best tracks, at least from my perspective. But Little Vendetta definitely. I don't know if it was the second track we ever made. That would be fucking crazy. Uh, but
it
it was
might be.
if
It was
it
either
was
that or Metaverse, maybe, right? Because I mean, there's only but so many.
yeah, because there was a time period where it was just like it was like the first thing I think we made together was like, like random, and then like it was probably like a month or two before we had another move. No, it was staking. Staking was definitely
Taking
staking was
dropped in March or April. April, early
yeah,
April.
yeah, I just mean like we definitely made staking. I think that was like the second song I think we ever made. I feel. I could be
I
wrong.
don't. Yeah, I think you're wrong.
Hey, that's what we're here for. We're here to set the record straight. We're trying to figure it out.
It's all good though. Either way, I fuck with all of it. So
Yeah, yeah. So, but it is rare though. It is rare, and I do feel like, like whenever I get the verses back, I'm always just like blown away. I'm like, yo, like this is gonna be fire. Now, man, like I still can't. I still really want to like one day be able to like work in person. Hopefully sooner than later. It would be dope to like actually go like fucking do something for like a week basically, and just come back with a whole project and just film the whole thing like
that shit'd be so crazy.
it would be wild, but, yeah, no, we could think about it, but so
Yeah.
for the project, you as you know, me and you talk about, NFTs and things from my perspective a lot, and you know how fucking back and forth that can be, but, let's talk a bit about, like, the Meta EP and, like, the process it was to come up with the final product, which is now available on Rarible as the Meta underscore EP, um, and
Yeah.
yeah, if you just wanna talk about this a little bit.
Not to be confused with Facebook. Fuck Facebook.
Is it
Anyway.
is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? All this Meta, we got the MVMF, like, they're just
Bro,
we're here.
all this shit lines up, bro. You already know how I feel about numbers and how things are manifesting. But yeah, that's a whole other conversation. Facts, Lindsay, numbers do add up. Sometimes they subtract. Facts. um, but yeah, so this project, right? So I kind of alluded to it earlier. The idea that we essentially packaged the music that was going to be played, or that was played rather, last week, at the Decentraland Festival. And you know, we have more songs that we've recorded that I don't think necessarily made the EP, but one of the things I really wanted to highlight was 100 ETH, which was like a working title for the song, but it just kind of stuck at this point. Super ambitious, obviously, but that was just the vibe, man. When I heard that beat, that guitar, that fucking guitar, man, you're so sick with that shit. Like that shit was talking to me, and I was like, man, this is something right here. I need 100 ETH for this shit, man. Like we got to do this, and that was the vibe I took into the track, and I think it kind of carried over if you listen to my verses and my hook there. But yeah, so what I wanted to do with this EP, besides just package the songs from the Metaverse Festival, was I wanted to try something different, right? Like I've never created an unlockable NFT. And so this was kind of the approach I wanted to take with this one. And I didn't want to do it one of one. I wanted to make it additions and kind of create collectability within the collection. So there are different artwork variants, different track cuts, different edition numbers all throughout the collection that you can mix and match and try to collect them all, if you will. But what I wanted to do with this, as far as experimenting with the unlockable, if you guys remember, I might be dating myself a little bit, but like back in the day with cassette tapes and with CDs, they used to come with an insert, right? You would get that booklet, and sometimes they would have lyrics, right? And sometimes they would have photos and the credits of who helped produce and create that particular record. And so, I mean, that's been missing lately, right? With streaming and shit like that, like those inserts don't really exist. And so I wanted to see if we could create one that was unlockable. So what I did was I created a PDF essentially of an insert. It's 9 pages. And this is where the meta aspect comes in, because within the PDF, I'm not going to give it all away. You would have to actually purchase the EP to understand the full scope of what I'm saying. But the PDF is the meta aspect, and I kind of show how it all manifested, like tweets within there, different pieces that kind of harbor back to the EP, right? Because to be meta is something within something else. So like it's the EP within the EP in the process of creating the EP, if that makes sense. Like it's like fucking super meta, but you have to unlock it to understand what I'm saying. And you also get some social tokens in there as well as a bonus thank you, like a cashback. So there's some Hue tokens in there for whoever purchases the EP. And yeah, I feel like I said a lot. And I'm gonna let you take the mic, Mai.
No, but that was that's all dope. Yeah, we definitely want to hear about the project and like, you know, like what your thought process was whenever you were going through it. So that's all good shit. A couple questions I had, if I can remember them correctly. What okay. I totally forget what the questions were now, but let's dance around this for a millisecond until I remember them. What were we talking about? We were talking about the album, obviously, the project. Oh yeah. All I was gonna mention was that the images themselves are actually like the actual JPEG or the artwork itself is of a wallet inside of a wallet. So visually, right, it's also got the meta approach to it, right?
Yeah, good point. Totally glossed over that. But yeah, so the artwork, well, essentially, so what happens is the NFTs that represent the EP that's unlockable are MP4s. They're audio visual. So you get a track cut, so you'll get a snippet. There are some that play a snippet of 100 ETH. There's others that play a snippet of Rebels in the System. And so there's 4 different track cuts that you could collect, all of which unlock the full EP, which we just listened to. But so the artwork that represents the EP within the MP4 is super meta as well, because it is a screenshot of the EP within a Rainbow wallet. A Rainbow wallet is essentially a mobile crypto wallet. If you have Rainbow, you understand what I'm saying. So what I did was I created the artwork, I minted the artwork, and then I went into Rainbow and screenshotted the artwork to use as the cover art for the track cuts, if that makes sense. So it's just meta on top of meta. The damn contract address is embedded within every image. Like it's just super. I tried to make it as meta as I possibly could in a 2-week time frame, because this literally happened the past 2 weeks. Like there was a delay with the Decentraland Festival for 2 weeks, and within that time period, we packaged this and dropped it last week. Hey, shout out to Easy with the old school cassette tapes. Don't be afraid. Love it. Love it.
So with the concept of meta, so I want to talk about the music for a second, and from a writing standpoint, and some of the lyrics, and some of the themes that are brought up throughout this project. Which are there's a few, but one in particular. You mention a lot about the powers that be. They want you to sleep. Don't want you to get on your feet. Listen to me. They're not telling you everything. What are you alluding to on this album that maybe you want to share here today, and maybe we can dive into a bit?
I mean, it's just like, I feel like if that resonates with you, if those lyrics, what you just said, the powers that be just want you to sleep. They don't want you to get on your feet. Listen to me, I'm spilling the tea. They're not telling you everything. The world is a stage, they're pulling the strings. Reality not what it seems. Like, I'm lit, like, that's lit, like, like, to go deeper into that is like, you have to be of a certain level of consciousness, which is kind of hard to gauge on social media platforms and shit like that. But basically,
Right.
I am of the belief or the knowing that, there's a systemic problem where, especially for my people, that we've suffered through, and it's like there's powers that be, or it always feels like there's some sort of entity or entity essentially over top dictating what you can and can't do, and they use a lot of psychological tactics, a lot of psyops to create a problem, have the people react to the problem, and then give you the solution that they planned all along. And so that's basically what I'm saying is like, what you think is real from the television and social media and media in general is not the reality. Like, this shit is a game. Like, this shit, they have an agenda and they're using the media to further their agenda. And if you get caught up in that, I mean, if you die in the Matrix, you die in the real world. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Right. And you know what the positive spin on that is like by sharing these thoughts.
Now you know
by
that,
sharing
right? Right. When you die in
by
the
sharing
Matrix, you die in real life.
Yes.
But I was gonna say, when you share these thoughts, although it might seem grim, if you truly understand what you're saying, it's actually quite freeing in a way, because once you understand and once you know, it gives you back the power, as long as you take the responsibility to know what it is, whatever that is to you, however that resonates with you. So I feel like that's yeah, and I know what you mean too. It's hard to even put into words what these types of concepts mean on a like just explaining it, but it is like meta in itself. Like, it's almost like it's telling you it, but like you kind of have to like step back to actually understand what it is.
I
Not
feel you
that
on that point too, as far as like putting things into words. Sometimes a lot of it is a feeling. Like, you feel like you could feel it in your spirit, like in your gut,
yeah,
like like you don't have to be told, you just know, right? It's a level of understanding that sometimes it's hard to communicate with language. Right?
right, and that's where the music can help, even
Mhm.
just even through the just sounds, um but yeah, I was gonna bring up another lyric, but it's pretty much on the same front. It's just basically about the overall theme of the album, and something that I think like a lot of music doesn't really have anymore, because I think a lot of people are just like, oh, that's over. Like, it's just it's been done and it doesn't work, is like how I think a lot of people see it. But there's something about it being tokenized that makes it more powerful to me, especially coming from you and your standpoint and what you're getting at in some of these lines. So I think it's to us maybe a similar preaching that we understand and we can do with ourselves. But when you tokenize it as music on the blockchain at this current time, I just feel like in the longevity, a lot of what you're saying um, could be different just by paying attention and just understanding what's going on. There is one line too I'm trying to think of, man. I don't want to get too.
Tell me,
I don't
tell
want
me.
to get. I don't want to get too political, but like it is one of these lines. But hold on, I'm trying to
I
think.
know where you're going. I know.
You know where I'm going? You know, it's on underestimated. That second verse. That second
Yeah,
verse.
bro.
That's just hard as fuck. Well, honestly, that's one of my favorites too. The whole album slaps. It really does. It sounded good. Um, but
Yeah, Easy got the picture.
yes.
Um,
Which I really look, and you know, this is a touchy conversation for a lot of people because you know they see it as polar, and it's really not polar. It has nothing to do with the actual situation. It's a much deeper conversation that I think where you were going with it. Although that's just the way to tie them in and to bring them in. So maybe we could just chat about like that particular line, and maybe you could quote it. I don't know if you want to quote it. You could write it down.
I gotta remember where I'm at with it. Hold on.
Right. That's what I was trying to think. Because there's like 6 verses in that song. If you
Yeah, the
remember.
structure of that one is different than anything else we've done. Like as far as like
Right.
the hook, and then the verses are like what? Are they 4 bars only? And then we go right back into the hook, which is 4 bars. It's like a 4 and 4 sort of thing, I think.
Yeah, and then it just kinda keeps evolving as it goes.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
yeah, it's, and that's the interesting part about, you know, the thing that we've played and, you know, the tokenized, versions of the songs is that, you know, it's really not the full songs in a way. Like, some of them you get a good chunk, but, like, it's just, like, little snippets. So it is like you wanna, like, collect all these portions of the song. Now, I am curious, not to switch topics real quick, but are you planning on dropping the full-length version of the songs as NFTs at any point or even on streaming platforms? Are you thinking about that?
That's a good question. Yeah, I have thought about it, to be honest. I haven't given it much thought. Like the streaming platforms and stuff like that, they don't really interest me if I'm being completely honest. Like I just never like I said, I've been creating music and writing music for years, right? But clearly I've never taken that step to like I mean, I've experimented with Spotify through 1 or 2 songs up there, but streaming was never like I just didn't feel like there was money in like I didn't feel like I could support myself off of streaming type shit. Maybe I could. It'd take a lot of years of work or whatever like that. I don't want to be that pessimistic, but it was never really my angle. So for these songs, I doubt that I put them on like streaming. But there is the potential to mint the songs as one of ones, right? So the idea that the EP, when you purchase that, you get all of these songs, varieties of cuts, whether they're the full song like 100 ETH or Rebels in the System, but then other tracks like Underestimated, New Light, those are kind of cut down. But yeah, it still gives me the opportunity to tokenize those as one of ones down the road, you know, if we choose to do so. So yeah, I mean, I think that answers your question. And going back to the previous question, I think I got the bars. I said, you see the drip? Yeah, it's subtle, a little understated. They won't get it till the shit is antiquated. Drawn on the ops like the shit is animated. Propaganda won't stop till your ass is vaccinated. And so
little live performance there? Let's fucking go. You guys aren't getting this anywhere else. That's real talk.
facts. Facts. Yeah, I mean, but like again, that kind of speak like this when I write shit, like I is really like I say what I want to say type shit. Like you like I literally like, like there's you could dig and pick it apart and whatever, but it's like I'm clearly very clear with what I'm saying. So
Right. Well, when I listen to that line, you know, to take it further than just, you know, the current you know, topic that everyone makes political and polarized, which if we were to talk about it, it's not. It's a complicated conversation, but I think that when it comes to what you're saying here, it's that, you know, propaganda won't stop until you're vaccinated. Basically, the way I interpret that line is that you're the system, the powers that be, however you want to view the term, the situation that causes us to have to work for money to then pay taxes and then do all this stuff in the system, they will do and give propaganda until they get what they want. No matter what that is. It doesn't matter if it's stay in your house for fucking 2 weeks, to stay in your house for 1 year, to then all of a sudden now you gotta do this, that, and the other. And it's like, you know, like I said, the conversation is more complex, but like it's just that they will twist the narrative and do whatever they need to do to take people on in whatever direction they want. And so it is very like it's just very difficult to to talk about something that is made so polarized by that same machine of propaganda. But like, that's the way I interpret the line, is that it has less to do with the topic and has more to do with the overall viewpoint, which is that they will do whatever they want to manipulate. So at the end of the day, you have to be aware of that and then understand what like the bigger a bigger picture that is not really something that you can paint for other people. They just have to kind of see it for themselves, and it's not so doom and gloom either. It's just really a matter of reality. I mean, I think people underestimate, I think, how crazy shit is, which is wild. But
Yeah,
so
facts. Yeah, again, I mean, just piggybacking off of what you just said, it's like problem, reaction, solution, and the propaganda.
the
It
Hegelian
help.
dialectic.
Yeah, it helps that whole process. Like you know about the problem because of the propaganda.
Yep.
We get the reaction on social and everywhere else. More propaganda. The solution, like it's just it's.
We know
Anyway,
it is like, and maybe this community is a little more privy to this, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I've seen both sides. It is what it is, but it's just it's a it's hard to have that mentality of like seeing it for what it is or whatever you want to call it, but because in a lot of ways, a lot of people around you probably just they don't agree, and then you're kind of like the black sheep of the group in a way. But like you can still it doesn't really matter though. That's what I mean. It's like as long as you understand that it's a show, and the thing that you're talking about was the Hegelian dialectic, which is like they give you the problem, and we all know from seeing everything that we've seen in the world from social media and everything that there are a million things that are going on every day that we could highlight that are bad, and there's probably a million things that are going on every day that we could highlight that are good. Maybe the bad do outweigh the good ultimately, but ultimately they pick and choose what things they want us to pay attention to and be upset about or be happy about regardless. And not to get into this conversation, but it is true though. I mean it and I think anybody who takes the media very, very seriously, it's like you're trusting something that is complete, like from our perspective of wanting decentralization. It's like that's the most centralized form of information possible, and they can control any narrative they want from that point. So
yeah,
I think and that doesn't mean it's all lies either. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's very, very tricky. So
yeah. I'll just say, to put a button on that really quick, I'll just say that I don't judge people for the decisions that they make for themselves. Like, I mean, it's your
right.
life or whatever. I'm not being judgmental on people like that. And the idea of being the black sheep or walking my own path, I mean, that's literally the life I've lived. So I really have no problem just standing alone if I have to. So just kind of is what it is.
Hey, I feel you. I feel you. Hey, yeah. I was just about to say like, yeah. I relate to that, and I was telling the story earlier about how I came into Maiworld, which is basically that principle, which is like if I have to stand on my own in a way, like that's what we'll do. But yeah, I mean, and I think everybody stands on their own at the end of the day. I think at the end of it, you really do just have yourself. Not to say that we aren't together at the same time, but we all kind of gotta be cool with ourselves. I don't know how we got to this point, but hey, we're just we're vibing, guys. We're vibing
Yeah.
here. We're vibing
Shout
here
out
at
to the
the
chat.
MVMF. Shout out to the MVMF, everyone, wherever you're watching right now. We're tuned in with Cunny Digital talking about his latest project, the Meta EP NFT project editions. You can go check that out. There are some one of ones as well, correct?
There are 3 one of ones that are the cover artwork. So actually, damn, let me see if I can find the file. That might be a problem. But I was going to say that the main cover art is actually a CryptoPunk that I kind of remixed to my likeness in a sense, right? So I have a CryptoPunk, and I essentially gave my CryptoPunk my hair, right? So I have dreadlocks. They're just like free forming, wild, like fucking. My hair is ridiculous, and so I kind of tried to emulate that on the CryptoPunk and use that for the cover art. And then there's another variant, which is the track list, which is like an actual photo of myself with the 6 different tracks. And then I created a third variant of just like topography, meta EP, and like the parental advisory explicit content sticker. Yeah.
Dope. And what do those come with? I'm assuming the one of ones they come with maybe a little bit extra because they're one of ones, or maybe not. Or maybe not extra, but like
So
what do they come with? Yeah, sorry.
So the one of ones also unlock the full EP. They also unlock the social tokens, all of this stuff. Okay, so maybe let me explain this. So when you purchase either the one of one or the editions with the track cuts, they unlock the PDF, right? And what you could do inside of a PDF is you can create links. So like I said, it's 9 pages, and maybe you get down to the 6th page, I think it is, and there's an image that you can click, which will bring you to IPFS, and you can download the full EP. There's also another link in there, which will take you to Roll, which you can claim some of my social tokens through Roll. So there's also other links embedded in there too, but you'll need the PDF to figure out what those are exactly. But yeah, kind of lost my train of thought. I'm not sure.
We were just talking about the one of ones what they unlocked.
Yeah. Oh, and then the other thing too, right, is because it's the meta aspect. So the additions are based off of the one of ones, which in my eyes would it's kind of challenging, like to kind of build value or collectability within a collection. Like if you're making derivatives off of a work, I would think that the original work would be more valuable because now you have these derivatives. And so I was kind of playing off of that meta aspect of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, like, just like, sorry, spliffy time. But what I was saying is shit. Got distracted by the spliffy there. Shout out to everybody.
The best of us.
Yeah, shout out to everybody spliffing it up right now or enjoying a nice glass of wine or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Just relaxing during the MVMF as we chat. What I was gonna say is it's funny. We always chat about NFT ideas and what to do, and I know that behind the scenes the kitchen's very messy. Like we talk about a lot of different things. Particularly, I throw a lot of ideas out at you, and we like go back and forth. Like, what's a good idea? What's too much? What's too little? And it's really hard, like you said, to like kind of create that collectability within a collection and kind of just route things so that it makes sense. So. Yeah, I feel like that's refreshing to hear that, like, although you definitely came out with, like, a good structure, it's like, it's good to hear that there is, like, it's still a learning curve even with people who have been here for a long time. I think that's, like, refreshing to hear. It's like, like, this is still a new space where it's like, even like even the greats are like still tricking around, like how do we come up with the perfect strategy to like put something out that actually obtains the value in the best way for my fans and myself. And that is tricky, but yeah, no, I mean it's just tough to make decisions with so many options, so many ways to do it. But yeah,
So many options, right? It's that gift and the curse. Like, you go into a supermarket and they have like 18 different brands all doing the same product, and like, how do you make a decision on which one you should get, right? Like there's so many options as far as edition size or what platform to use to mint, or should it be an MP3, an MP4? Catalog does wave lossless files, or should it just be unlockable? Like there's so many options, and I learned a lot actually. I continue to learn, which is the great thing about this space. It's constantly evolving, right? And so this was my first time, like I said, creating unlockable NFTs, and to do so, I used Rarible, and I spent a hell of a lot on gas, and I learned a lot using their technology. Like there was so many error messages, and like I ended up burning some NFTs just to be completely transparent, because locking the content. Basically, what happened was they give you like a checklist thing as you're minting on Rarible. Like it shows you when they upload it to IPFS, when they mint the token, and they give you these check marks as you go down. And so when I was going through this process, I was also creating a list price for it. So I needed to sign a transaction. I needed to sign a message that said, okay, listed for this price. And then like basically the next one was lock the content within the NFT. And if I went through that process before the transaction actually cleared on Ethereum, like the content would not be locked into the NFT. It would mint the NFT without the unlockable content, if any of this makes any sense to you. Basically, I had an NFT that didn't unlock shit. And the whole selling proposition is an unlockable. So I had to burn some of these NFTs until I figured out that, okay, don't go through this step-by-step checklist until we get that confirmation from Etherscan that the transaction went through. And then I can list it for sale. And then I can lock the shit in. And yeah, just, you know, sharing some of my mistakes. Hopefully you guys don't have to experience that for yourself.
Yeah, no, yeah, Rarible, it definitely, you know, getting those errors. Yeah, I mean, like it almost scared me away from using Rarible, but yeah, no, yeah, I follow what you're saying. It's yeah, I think, like, you know, it just goes to show that, like, even the top platforms, like, they're not perfect. There's still a lot of bugs and things that are, you know, that cost money ultimately, that it's not super smooth in a way, but, um, yeah, I mean, it just once again, it just shows how early truly it is, despite how much is being built right now. I think it's, that's an exciting thing, you know, in a lot of ways, but
Hey, bro, hold on. Is this Somnium that's on the screen here, Mighty? This shit looks crazy.
Yeah, it is
I've never
Somnium.
actually. It is? Okay. Yeah, I've never been in there, but it looks amazing.
Yeah, and that's just the web.
I'm sorry, you cut out there. I couldn't hear you.
When you talk, it's like
I'm
a
looking
movie and
where
you're
does the
making
song
me
come from,
crazy.
but
'Cause life imitates.
Yeah, I'm not getting you clearly, Mighty.
yeah, it's coming through
can
a
you
little
hear me
crazy.
now? Because there was the music playing for a second.
Okay, yeah, you sound good now.
Okay. Yeah, this is Somnium. An event started while you guys were talking, and it's pretty packed. I've never seen that much people in Somnium, and there is a pretty cool feature where I talked about it to Mai, but you can actually put a green screen behind you, and then you appear kind of like an hologram. And so this is the artist playing live with the green screen. And you
Mai,
can
are
see
you seeing this, bro?
Yo, this is hilarious. Yeah,
with
we
the
should.
whole crowd.
I guess.
That's just the web browser version. So if you get the full version on VR, actually the quality is even better.
I guess we have to do it.
Yeah, that's what you're scheduled for that on Sunday, actually. So we will
We gotta
figure
figure
that
this
out.
out. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I told. That's what I told you last time. Sorry, my brain is melting.
I know you're good, but no, that'll be dope. Yeah, no, that looks sick.
Yeah, man, I just see you playing the fucking guitar, like.
Do you want to listen
Insomnium,
for
the
a minute?
hologram.
Like not a minute,
Well,
but maybe we can have a little bit time for her, because I think her sets ends up at the next hour, and I mean, yeah, well, up to you guys if you want to see how
I'm
it
cool
looks
with
like.
it, man.
oh yeah, I'm down for
Don't want to
whatever.
cut you, yeah, to shorten the conversation.
But yeah, that was a good chat though. Is there anything else you want to mention before we switch streams here, Connie?
I just want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for everybody who listens and who's here. Epic weekend, and shout out to you and Mighty and the whole crew. Easy, Natalie, Carolina, whoever I left out, Lindsay. Shout out to all you guys, Fishbrain. Great work, and yeah, thank you again.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
thank you, Connie, and big shout out to you and your work.
Thank you.